There are trillions of dollars in the cryptocurrency markets. There are projects out there that are hiding from compliance and regulation, and then there are projects out there that are embracing it. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today on the channel. Now, we have the first digital asset bank that has been approved in the United States. This is absolutely massive. I believe 99% of people do not even know about this cryptocurrency and what they have been working on the last 3 to 4 years. We have been talking about it on the channel here for 3 to 4 years, constantly updating you on what is going on. And so we're getting very close here to making a big move for Telcoin. And so we're going to be going over that in this video. I believe that this is the biggest crypto event to take place, right? Everyone's focusing on Bitcoin. Everybody's focusing on other cryptocurrencies. However, I think Telcoin is really focusing on something that is going to have a massive impact on the cryptocurrency space. And so if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe for future videos. And so let's go ahead and jump right into it here. Let's take a look at the Telcoin chart. Currently trading at 007 here. And so we can see, back in 2021 here, this was one of the biggest gainers for cryptocurrencies. We had Telcoin go all the way up to about 6.5 cents. This was when this LB 649 bill was being voted on. Now, the LB 649 bill, if you're not familiar with it, is the bill to allow a digital asset depository, essentially allowing a digital asset bank. Now, let's go ahead and fast forward here about 4 years. We're talking February 2025, and we just received bank approval for Telcoin, the first digital asset bank to exist in the United States. Just look at the difference here. Massive move with the LB 649 bill. We just received bank approval and we're still trading down at these levels. This is about an 8x from here to the peak around 6.5 cents. And so we could have massive upside potential for Telcoin. Now, if you're interested in buying Telcoin, this is not listed on a lot of major tier 1 exchanges yet. So the easiest way to buy this is through the Telcoin app. And you can check that link out underneath the video here. Here's a video clip showing how to use that. And so as I mentioned, that's the simplest way to buy Telcoin. That is what I personally use. I believe it is backed, it's compliant. And now you could hold your assets on there. You could move them over to a ledger if you want to do that as well. So that's something to keep in mind. And so definitely make sure to check out that link underneath the video if you're interested in buying Telcoin. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the news. I have a ton of information here to go over with Telcoin. We have Senator Mike Flood being involved in Telcoin. He's constantly mentioning Telcoin in Nebraska. We have Elon Musk just yesterday talking about fraud in payments to different countries and how those could be tracked, which Senator Mike Flood is mentioning as well. And so we could start seeing a lot of adoption of this technology. And so this is the official approval here for Telcoin to become a digital asset bank. Now they have to meet the conditions 1 through 13 of this order, all of which I think Telcoin will submit over the next 30 days. They are going to be able to issue stablecoins and hold deposits at a federal deposit insurance corporation. They're also going to be able to use independent node verification networks for stablecoins for payments. And so we can see this was dated January 31st here. And then we do have approval of the order here on February 3rd, 2025 from the state of Nebraska Department of Banking and Finance. And so let's go ahead and take a look at some more information linking this all together here. Representative Mike Flood, who introduced LB 649 bill here back in 2021. We can see this was introduced by Senator Mike Flood back in 2021, and this has now been approved and signed. And so this has been approved. This is what we were looking at back in the chart here. We can see this is the LB 649 bill back in 2021, and now we have received bank approval. And so if we go back to this here, let's take a look at this video clip here with Senator Mike Flood talking about financial services and fraud and how blockchain could solve this.
Fraud is probably one of the biggest things that financial services has to deal with, because the more things are electronic, the more things can be hacked. We have to leverage the power of blockchain.
How does the blockchain not let it happen?
Well, you can trace where it goes. You know, at that point.
But then who's the authority that can then recover the money?
Well, as soon as they start creating pathways, you know, fraud detection services, banks,
okay, so it's still the same. The authority is still the same. The bank, the FBI, the whatever.
Right now, it goes over to Europe, and we don't know where it goes. Like with blockchain, we will be able to trace that transaction from Lincoln, Nebraska to its endpoint.
So did you catch that right there? He chooses to say Lincoln, Nebraska. Well, if we take a look back at this bill here, we can see that Telcoin is going to be headquartered in Lincoln, Nebraska. And so, he's essentially mentioning Telcoin right there, that if we send money from Lincoln, Nebraska to Europe, it is going to be traceable. And so it's definitely something to keep in mind as well. We have Donald Trump here that has mentioned that Mike Flood has complete and total endorsement. He will not let you down. And so, Donald Trump here has endorsed Senator Mike Flood. And in addition to that, as I mentioned, we had Elon Musk also talking about the fraud and tracking of payments to different countries in a Spaces just the other day. And so Elon Musk wants to solve this issue. We have Donald Trump that is endorsing Senator Mike Flood, who introduced LB 649 bill. Telcoin's very close to becoming a digital asset bank, right? They just received approval and they have a few more steps they have to complete prior to being open and ready for services. And so this is going to be massive moving forward. Definitely something to be paying attention to. I think this is the biggest white swan event coming in crypto. As I mentioned, 99% of people have never even heard of Telcoin. They have no idea what they're doing. However, if you look at all the details and the pieces of the puzzle that are coming together here, this is something to be paying attention to. And so Telcoin's focusing on payment remittances to different countries. It's a massive global opportunity, with annual remittance flows exceeding $700 billion worldwide. There's 6 billion people with phones out there that can utilize this app as well. And so there's a massive opportunity. As Elon Musk and Senator Mike Flood have mentioned, we can also track some of those payments. Once they're sent from Nebraska to Europe or different countries, they can be tracked, right? And so there's a benefit to using this technology. It's definitely something to be paying attention to moving forward. I think this is going to be adopted here very soon. And so in addition to this, we're also going to start seeing a lot more adoption and regulation with crypto assets, right? We have Donald Trump's crypto czar, David Sachs, reportedly to hold a press conference tomorrow to discuss how to secure America as a leader in the digital asset ecosystem. And so this is going to be at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. And so this is something else to be paying attention to, right? This is being held right after we got the announcement that Telcoin is going to be the first digital asset bank in America. Imagine if they mentioned Telcoin. The price of Telcoin would spike up significantly. This would go way beyond the previous all-time high, around 6.5 cents. This is currently around a $550 million market cap. If we go ahead and take a look at the app here for Telcoin, we can see right now they have 105 different digital assets listed on their app here. And then we have Telcoin here, currently up about 23% in the last 24 hours after this news was released. We can see the market cap right around $552 million. And as I mentioned here, this is when the LB 649 bill was announced. This is when it was signed. Well, we just received approval for the Telcoin Bank. And I'm surprised we're still sitting at this level. We will see a big spike here with Telcoin once this does officially go live and they have met all the requirements to become the first digital asset bank. And so this is definitely something to be paying attention to. If you're interested in buying Telcoin, make sure to check out the link underneath the video to the app. You can also stake your Telcoin on there to earn more Telcoin as well. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe for future videos. And as always, this is not financial advice, this is just my personal opinion. Thanks so much for watching, I hope to see you in the next video.